Hi everyone, welcome to the COP Town Hall meeting. Thanks very much for coming. The purpose of this event is to inform you of the plans, priorities and activities of the college in its latest iteration, and also give you an opportunity to discuss and provide us with some of your ideas and suggestions about the strategies and activities that we'll be talking to you about during this evening. What we're going to be doing today is that I will now start up the slideshow and we can start the presentation proper. Now, can everyone see that? Oh, hang on.
Yet.
Not yet.
Okay, not yet. Hang on. Let me just do the share screen thing. I'm usually good at this.
There we go.
That's the one, and I'll start the slidey bits. Okay, so what we're going to be covering today is we'll start off by just introducing our new national committee that was formed since the last AGM a few weeks ago. I'll be doing a quick overview of our existing strategy and priority areas. And then we'll go through and talk in a little bit more detail about what are we doing, what are our current activities in each of these priority areas, and what are we planning to do. And so you don't have to listen to me the whole time. I'll be handing over to the people in the National Committee who are leading each of those priority areas. And then that should take us hopefully up to about halfway. And then what we'll be doing is breaking into small groups and discussing your ideas and suggestions on those priority areas and things we can do to be more effective in executing our strategy. So just introduce all the people on the National Committee. And what we'd normally be doing is bringing you up to the stage at this point and you can wave and say hello. So if you're actually on screen, and I don't know how many people are actually going to be visible, wave when I read out your name, wave and say hello. So I'm the chair and I am also looking after the sustainability priority area. Our secretary, Peter Kellaway.
Hi, everyone.
Peter waves and says hello, good. And he's also looking after CPD for us. Our treasurer is Kelly Rigg. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, everyone.
And our member, our person looking after the priority area of member engagement is Phil Slade. Enhancing reputation is Hayden Fricky's domain. He's
Hi, everyone.
There. Advocacy is looked after by Matt Henricks.
Heidi Hunt.
I'm going downstairs.
And
I'm going downstairs.
Okay. Can I just ask everyone who isn't speaking to close their mic? Otherwise, we'll get lots of children, dogs, and potentially libelous and embarrassing speech. So bridging research and practice is coming back to the team after a bit of a break. You all know Tim Bednall, former chair.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you all virtually. And
our state chairs, Queensland is Emily Douglas. I don't think Emily's with us today. I think it's her son's birthday. New South Wales and ACT are chaired by Warwick Greco. Is Warwick here? I didn't see you. Warwick, you here? Not yet. Vicky Kavardis is the chair for Victoria. Maybe not here yet either. Angela, I know is here, looks after South Australia for us.
Hi, everybody.
Pauline Willis is the chair for WA, and she sends her apologies. The head of the chair for the IOP conference, I'll have a wee bit more to say about that later, in July next year, is Christine Bogue-Hodson. Again, she can't make it. She's got a clash. Liz Payne is a committee member working with Hayden on enhancing reputation.
Good evening, everyone.
And Erin Morrow is a member of the National Committee, and I think she's still working out where she wants to focus her efforts. And our early career rep is Catherine Hobday. Catherine's here.
Hi, everyone.
And our student rep is Matt Saxinger.
Evening, everyone.
Okay, very good. So that's the band. And early days, but I think we've been working together well, and I have high hopes. So what I'd just like to do now is move on to a quick overview of our strategy. So what we've got on the screen there is basically the areas we carried over from the previous strategy. So we had a review of the strategy late last year, and we basically decided that as it wasn't too bad, and that there wasn't going to be much benefit from tearing it all down and starting from scratch. And we thought a much better return on our efforts was to really focus on execution and getting stuff done. So we've maintained these key priority areas. But what I'd just like to do is to explain some of the rationale and thinking behind what we've done within these areas. So what came out of our thinking was that there were three key issues or questions that we really needed to address. So first of all was why would someone want to become an organisational psychologist? Second question, why would someone want to engage or employ an organisational psychologist? And the third area is why would someone want to join the College of Organisational Psychologists? So we saw these as the three key questions that we needed to address. And so we thought the key areas and the links between these questions and the existing structure were that why become an organisational psychologist is dealt with or addressed by supporting the sustainability of the profession priority area. Why engage or employ an org psych is about enhancing the reputation of org psychs in the marketplace amongst stakeholders, and enhancing member engagement and providing CPD would help answer the question of why join the College of Organisational Psychologists. There goes my voice. And so coming from that, we then had to address the issue of how do we know we've been successful? What outcomes are we actually trying to achieve? And so this is a bit of a quick, not a quick and dirty, but a simple look at it from the point of view of numbers. So the key outcome that we're trying to achieve is to grow the number of organisational psychologists. Now, by doing that, we will increase the number of people in COP, particularly if our member value proposition priority area is connecting to them. And also, once they're in here, our CPD conferences and the various support we provide will improve their capability to deliver high quality services and make a significant impact upon their clients. Now, doing that will in itself help to enhance our reputation as org psychs amongst our stakeholders, clients and the like. But one of the things that we as a profession don't do that well is actually sell ourselves, promote ourselves, let other people know what a good job we do. And so that's the role or the contribution of the enhancing the reputation priority area, is to help close that gap and raise our performance in that area. And this enhanced reputation is then hopefully going to lead to an increased demand for organisational psychologists. And that will be good for the existing org psychs. We will get more work, but also it will lead or drive an increase in the supply, the pipeline that produces organisational psychologists, the master's programs, and the number of people in particular who are being endorsed as org psychs. Now that increased supply is going to lead to a further increase in the number of organisational psychologists, and we're hopefully going to create a virtuous circle where growth leads to growth. So look, that's the basic high-level summary of our summary and where we're going to be placing our efforts over the next 2 years. Now, this is something that you can discuss in the meeting rooms and the groups that we're going to hold later on. So what I might do is just hand over now, or what I might do is just finish, we're finishing this strategy area. What we're going to do is hand over to the priority leads to discuss what they've been doing. But before we do that, what's the most important thing? It's money. So let's have a talk, or let's have our treasurer, Kelly Rigg, just talk about the finances for a while.
The fun stuff, the finances. So thank you, David, and good evening, everyone. So we did want to just provide you with an update of financial position and where we're at, and we're really pleased that we do have a really strong financial position. So at this point in time, we have over 153,000 in our bank, with an expected increase of another 78,000 coming through the success of the Transforming Work conference. So that puts us at a really exciting position for us, because it provides us with the opportunity to reinvest those funds back into the strategic initiatives and those things that are going to provide the most value to our members. So you can see there already we've got two key initiatives that we are working on. There's the investment of just over $20,000 to the APS, which we're looking at in the marketing and promotion of Psychology Week on Working Minds, and then being able to provide our members with training subsidies in terms of the board approved supervisor training. So we will be looking at subsidising a masterclass early in the new year for board approved supervisors, and then also offering a subsidised full training program with the aim of being able to build out more supervisors within our area. And hopefully there's definitely more to come in terms of this space, and looking at where else we're going to be able to invest these funds. Thanks, David.
Thanks, Kelly. All right, so I'll just talk a wee bit now about the area I've held, and I think this is an important, if you like, hub area, because it's basically the intent of the sustainability area, as you can see, is basically ensuring that we continue to grow in numbers, impact and influence by, as I was saying before, increasing the number of people who want to become organisational psychologists, and then enabling them to do that by strengthening the pipeline, the machine that produces org psychs, the undergrad students, the master's programs, and the endorsement supervisors. So that's the focus of this area. What we're currently doing there is that number of workshops. Kelly referred to the latter two. So these are supervisor trainings that's going to be held in February next year. And that's going to be COP only. And we're also, as she said, sponsoring those. So I think that's the supervisor training is going to cost $630 rather than $990. And the masterclass is going to be $150 instead of $350. And I expect we'll be continuing to invest some of our funds into subsidising and supporting those programs. We're also going to be running an endorsement information event for prospective registrars. The Queensland branch is just putting that together, and notice will be coming out in the next couple of days. I'll also be sending out a notice to everyone about the 2 supervisor training programs and giving you a link in that message on how to enrol. So that's the short-term stuff. What we're planning to do in future is basically look at ways that we can increase the numbers along those lines of supervisors, but also the engagement of supervisors. A couple of years ago, we looked back at how many supervisors we had versus how many were actually supervising registrars, and it was less than 50% actively had any registrars. So I think one of the things we're going to do is what can we do to encourage the people who are already trained to supervise to actually take on some registrars. We're also looking at providing support for existing supervisors and supervision programs. And we're also going to look at the prospect of actually running our own endorsement supervisor programs at either subsidised or very low cost. We'll also be, as I said, it's a hub area, so we'll be aligning our efforts in particular with member engagement as well as the reputation areas to get more people interested in the profession.